we've made a mistake. We're down to 48% health. We're going to end this fight at a lot more than 48%. So here, hey, welcome back to the channel. All right, it's time to talk about the Hood. I've recently taken him up to Sig, well, actually only 20, which is what I want you to know. But I took him to rank 3. This guy is absolutely phenomenal. Yes, he can heal. Yes, there's a synergy with an incredibly powerful champion that is not Mole Man that will help you out with your bullet management. I never ran out of bullets, even on fights without a ton of nodes. And yeah, this is all also at Sig 20. He is amazing. Yes, even at low Sig, even on Awakened. Let's go ahead and jump into this. We're going to start off with I want to get your attention. I want to make sure we've got your attention. This is last Battlegrounds meta, right? Going up against Medusa here. 671. If she gets enough of her Fury buffs, we're in big trouble. We're in big trouble, right? Because she can auto block us. It's really, really bad. But if she can't get her buffs, we don't have to worry about that at all. Remember, his critical hits are going to land those staggers, which we're keeping up. And those staggers are going to help keep her buffs off. And then once we get to our Fate Steel, which we're about to get from our SB2, not only does it cause us to go invisible, right? You see that right there. So we would be causing those misses. But we've now placed up a really, really beautiful Fate Seal. It's so rare in this game, so incredibly powerful. It's part of why he has really seen a resurgence. He's always been good. But we've got some new big bad defenders like Dark Phoenix with this Fate Seal being really, really powerful for them. And then we're about to go in and detonate our hexes. Remember, we've got our miss mechanic, so I'm not too worried. And we detonate our hexes with the heavy there. Now, if you run the Strife synergy, you have a plus 50% chance or plus 50% attack value while invisible. So you can get an even bigger heavy damage there. But it's obviously not needed. As you can see, we're not going to run it for a single one of these fights. Now, this is in the EQ, I believe, or the side quest from last month, and it just gave a great opportunity to show off a ton of what he can do. I just started taking him to quests, having fun. He's a great champion to play. I love playing him. He's one of my actually favorites. So you hold back and you get the phase mechanic, which obviously gives you openings. You start off with a 120% chance to cause a miss. Every time you do cause a miss, you lose 20%, okay? So it gets a little risky after those first 2 misses, but you get your bullets back, and you get your bullets from landing your hits, and your bullets turn into the hexes, which is what you're detonating with your heavy. So when you cause the miss, you get the bullets back. He actually works really well. You don't even really need the synergies. It's just over a course of a longer quest, you're going to want the synergies or to make sure you are facing buff heavy matchups. You can saw we just got rid of everything. Now, what I want to point out here is we're going to point out 2 things. One, I'm going to clearly forget that Gladiator has Vigilance. So he's going to see through my miss. So you're going to want to pay attention for that. But this Fate Seal off of the SB2, it actually does a couple of things. Not only does it prevent all buffs and remove all buffs like you saw, but it's also going to reduce the ability accuracy, the opponent's ability accuracy, not just their defensive, not just their offensive, but all of their ability accuracy for 65%. So that's why you're sometimes seeing people even use Hood for hazard shift nodes. If they have to, I don't recommend it as like your ideal thing. But you can see I've got those three incinerates up. And in no point am I like concerned about this. And if I was really worried about making sure I don't get the debuffs up, right, to reduce the ability accuracy of the node, I would get to my special 2, I would throw it, I'd get the Fate Seal up, and then I would refresh it with my heavy attack, because the heavy attack refreshes the duration of all personal bleeds. It's off this SB3, you're almost never going to use that portion of it. And Fate Seal effects Hood has applied to the opponent. Additionally, it's going to cause all your hexes to immediately expire with 100% potency. So you don't have to just wait for these really massive bursts where you have a ton of hexes. In fact, I would recommend not doing that because there's always a chance they could fall off. If you're playing Hood really well and managing things, but you never know. The AI might go passive. I don't recall it really happening to me much while playing him, but I've played him for quite a long time. But there's no harm in landing those heavies if you just want to keep the Fate Seal up, if the staggers aren't doing the job or something like that. And you can see we're going into this one, and we just absolutely destroyed this Medusa. This was, again, the Valiant or Paragon or whatever, the highest level side quest last month. He gets the buffs off with the Fate Seal, and the stagger helps him from ever showing up. Now we're going to go into this one, and this was a really cool quest for him. And this is going to be a great showcase for, again, more of like just stuff we talk about on this channel. One, there's this whole bare necessity node, right, where the defenders actually have a 90% to auto block basic attacks. That's fine. Just bring in like an auto block counter, and Hood's not really one of them, right? This goes on cooldown though when you can knock them down. Also, you're going to get parry stunned. You can see well-timed blocks reduce the damage by just percent, blah, blah, blah. If the contact is made, the attacker is inflicted with a stun debuff. So it's like parry, like our own masteries. Then there's also right back at it. So the defenders become debuff immune when knocked down by a heavier special. And then rich get richer, which was what I was trying to show off in the Medusa fight, but it just took 15 seconds, so I had to get to explain it. And then, of course, our boy Colossus here is going to get even more armor ups, which he has a ton from as well, right? And remember, I think it's only tech champions can armor break Colossus, but the Hood can Fate Seal him, and he can stagger him, and we can use our invisibility to create openings like right here. So we have now turned off that I think it was called the bare necessity node or something like that. You can see right there, the misses after you cause them, like we said, they go down by 20%. I had used the first two, letting Colossus come in and using it as an opening for my own heavy. I forgot about it, obviously, or I was feeling a little spicy that day. I don't remember which at the time. And so I got punished for it. So just keep that in mind as you go through. We've thrown our special 2. And this is the other thing, is notice the Fate Seal, the Stagger, and the Hexes are all passive. So a node that is like debuff immune, or someone that is intermittently doing it like we have right here with this right back at it, you don't need to worry about it. His damage doesn't matter. In fact, he's actually an excellent option for that. Again, because his invisibility helps you create openings in the fight, so you can't parry stun. It's not that big of a deal. It's not that big of a deal. Now, I've talked to you and I've said that SIG 20, it's amazing. I know you've probably heard me talk many times about wanting him at a high SIG bar, take him to rank 4. Honestly, I'm not as sure anymore about that because at SIG, just SIG 20, really at just SIG 1, the HUD becomes immune to all stun effects when he's invisible. You've seen it literally right here. I played the node poorly. I should get parried stun, but we are invisible, and so we are stun immune. The reason why people often want him at high SIG, and why I kind of do, you can say I made the mistake again, but I wasn't invisible this time. Why I kind of do actually for Battlegrounds usage is he has a chance to steal. Firing a bullet while invisible has a 25 to 45% chance to steal 10% of the opponent's power. You're going to see it come into play later in here, where even at this 25%, we steal the power. It's going to keep the opponent off the SB3, but for it to be more reliable, right? Because the SB2 has a lot of bullet hits, you want it as high as you can possibly go. But again, everything you're seeing here is only at SIG 20. We're going in. I've thrown, you see it right there. That actually was it. We threw the special 2. It took Colossus red, but because of the power steal, remember we have 25% per bullet hit. There's a lot of bullet hits in that special 2. We stole it and we brought him back off of the special 3. We're able to use our invisibility, detonate them with the heavy. And then again, remember, if the Fate Seal is up, like if the Fate Seal is really important to me, I could just be using my heavy. And remember, you don't get like an exponential bonus for having a lot of hexes. They just do the damage that they do, whether you have 2 or 4 and you throw 2 of them with, 2 hexes, you get the same damage as you do with the 4. So it's really, he's so insanely flexible. The flow on him is so outrageously good. Now, we're going to see this on this quest, and I'm going to do 2 fights on this quest. It's can't stop, won't stop. So when the defender throws their special, this is Act 8 it was 9.1, I think it's 9.1. When they throw the special, they're going to get that a chance to evade and the unstoppable, right? Those 2 buffs. If they're staggered, they're not going to get them unless they're stagger immune. And small chance they're going to be Fate Seal immune. So we can get our Fate Seal up as well if we just want to control the fight. And then remember, when you nullify these buffs, you're getting bullets back. So we're getting our bullets back anyways. You can see the bullets in the upper left-hand corner. We're at 23 just from doing this. If we cause some misses, I'm not worried about it because I have the synergy of what we're about to talk about. So you can see I'm not concerned about my bullet management at all. I'm not making sure I get some misses or anything like that to get bullet back. And we're just going in. We're going to probably land our heavy here in just a second, use the striker, that sort of thing. And did we go for the finish? Yeah. Didn't do as much damage as I had hoped. We're fine. We're A-okay. We're A-okay. And I'll talk now about the synergy. So now the synergy is, I don't particularly love playing Mole Man. I'm not a big fan of him. I know he's really powerful. And that is one of the big synergies that people often think of when they think about their bullet management for the HUD. In fact, I want to bring it up right here and say, and I am excited about MCoC 4 because it is a great synergy for the HUD. Remember, MCoC's going to be buffed. But when you knock the opponent down, you're going to load 3 bullets. With the amount of specials you're throwing, and the special 1 actually has a way to stun the opponent. In fact, if you're like, hey, dude, this is really cool. Can you do like a full guide on him, a full like essentials video, I'd be happy to do it. He's one of the champions I'm very much considering from doing a full guide on anyway. We'll talk about the SP1 and the stun that can come off of it. But you're knocking the opponent down a lot anyway, so you get 3 bullets every time. But in this fight, and you're going to see it here, and I want to show this because you're going to see 2 things that if you already knew both of these things, let me know in the comments, that's fine. But I have to tell you, a lot of tier 1 players did not know about both of these. Some of them knew about one of them. They did not know about both of them. Is 1, Hood can heal. You're going to see this in this fight. And 2, the synergy with Count Nefaria. And it is an amazing synergy. But for the Hood, once per fight. So you can only use once per fight, but you're not taking Hood into long form fights anyway. You haven't seen that, right? But he's doing like 900,000 health pulls like it's nothing. Once per fight, when the Hood has 0 bullets, he's going to load 12. And remember, the bullets are important because that's how you get your hexes, which you can see are up right now. I believe they're from the critical hits, I believe, right? Critical hits. No, that's the stagger. Medium attacks. Sorry, it's the medium attacks. 100% chance to fire a bullet to get up the hex. You can see we have made a mistake now. We have made a mistake. We're down to 48% health. We're going to end this fight at a lot more than 48%. So here we go. Remember, Storm is going to be getting her own prowesses, but also the node itself with the can't stop, won't stop. So that's going to be giving us our bullets. We're all the way down to 9 though. We're all the way down to 8 now. That number is going to get all the way down to 0. And right there, it pops all the way back up to 12 because of the Count Nefaria synergy. So now we just got to play the game. We're going to heal up, not make any more mistakes against Storm and her specials. See, did a little bit better. Oh, also calling that out. It doesn't make any sense to me, but my understanding is this is just the way Hood works. There's no intention to change it. It's not considered a bug. It just is the way it is. Even if you evade a special while you're invisible, it's going to remove one of your like invisibility charges. It removes as part of the 20%. So just keep that in mind. And then you can see our health pool is actually growing up, and this is due to the staggers. I want to make sure I read this to you very, very well. When this stagger ends, it inflicts a 1,495, this is at a certain rank and stuff like that, damage on the opponent, and it heals the Hood for a matching amount. So the higher ranked up your Hood is, the more damage it's going to do, and when it does the damage, when it expires, it's going to heal you up, which is why we ended up the fight, I think, at like 58%, 56% or something like that. In case you can't tell, I love this champion. There's a lot going on. I will admit that even though I played him quite a bit as a 6-star, we're just gonna look at this final fight here. It was the first time I'd ever fought a Deathless Thanos with him. Deathless Thanos is, dude, like a huge meat shield, like to try to just get him down in Battlegrounds. This is gonna help me out handling the regeneration node, right? We've talked about the stagger and those sorts of things. Got to be a little mindful because Thanos will go unstoppable. There's a variety of reasons, right? And he's got his own protection sacks that kick in and things like that. He's a good, I like him as a defender, actually. He feels fair. He's just very slow, even for fast, dominant champions, and Hood's just so good for it. But I love this champion. He's an absolute blast to play. I used to consider him a very high skill champion to play. I don't know if I consider him like the highest skill, but you do really need to know what you're doing to get a lot out of him, right? You're seeing me, like, you think even right there, I got away with a little bit of a mistake. There was a couple of times, like against the Gladiator, where I forgot he had his vigilance. So there's some stuff like that. Keeping in mind, you do want to sometimes keep in mind your bullet management, but the synergy with Count Nefaria or Mole Man, two of literally the best champions in the game. Like, if you're struggling to take one of them along, what is going on in this quest that you don't have room for them? Keeping buffs off. This is kind of what we talk about a little bit with like America Chavez or other champions that are really unique in a class. You guys tell me, I'm struggling to think of another 7-star that's anywhere near Hood's power level that has access to Fate Seal, much less access to Fate Seal and Stagger, and their Fate Seal can be refreshed, right? It's not quite the same. Well, no, it's actually similar to Red Guardian in the slow off of SB1 that just gets refreshed by his heavy. That sort of continuously being able to access something that's insanely powerful, that's asked for in a fight, and it not hurting your damage too much, I absolutely love in a champion. I'm serious. I have a lot of champions I'm considering taking to rank 4. I only have 5 of them right now at the moment, so I'm excited to take a lot of champions to rank 4. When I take a Mystic champion to rank 4, I don't care that he's only Sig 20. He is definitely one of my top options and one I'm going to consider. As usual, let me know what you think I got right. Let me know what you think I got wrong. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.